Good morning, everyone. This is Tim, and I hope you're doing well. And I am in Vegas. Actually, I'm right off the strip here at the Virgin Hotel. Really beautiful. Beautiful pool to my left, and much needed because I think yesterday it hit like 110 or so. So despite the heat, really enjoying it because Vegas seems to get better and better. I went to the Wynn Buffet yesterday and was surprised to see all the great food, and it got even better with the caviar and the lobster dishes. Really cool, and got to meet some great people. Kelvin and Agnes, and Kelvin went for one of those iconic dishes, lobster stuffed tacos with caviar and more caviar. But Calvin might have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew because Agnes wasn't helping him finish off those tacos as good as they were. And really appreciate Cher, whom I met, for suggesting not to miss the Wynn Buffet. Really glad I didn't, but it gets even better because I heard there was a buffet in Vegas that is probably the best in town. I remember years ago, there was a buffet called the Sterling Brunch over at Bally's that had an over-the-top brunch experience with champagne, caviar, lobster tails, and filet mignon and all that. Well, Sterling Brunch and Bally's is no longer here, but the spirit lives on because I heard over at the M Resort, there is this place called Anthony Steakhouse that offers a spectacular brunch as well, if not the best brunch buffet in Vegas, lobster tails and all that. So I can't wait to give it a try. And they are opening at 11, so it's still a little bit early now, and I'm just waiting. Hopefully I'll get there when the buffet opens so that it's nice and pristine. So really appreciate that you can join me, and also really grateful to Vessi for sponsoring this video. Vessi is a West Coast company that makes amazing waterproof, breathable sneakers that keeps you warm and dry when it's cold and wet outside, and keeps you cool and dry when it's hot outside, like it is in Vegas, where it's approaching 110, maybe 120, and I think that is the temperature of a well-done steak, or maybe a medium rare steak. So whether traveling or at home, they are my go-to sneakers because when you're exploring or running errands, a sudden rainstorm isn't going to stop your activities or your exploratory adventures, or when it's hot outside, it does keep you nice and cool. And let me just show you how waterproof they are. But rest assured, I am not going to use the pool. Let me see if there is another body of water here in Vegas. But instead of a body of water, I see a bottle of water. That would do. So nice to be out of the heat. And let's see, this is a bottle of water. I think they were handing these out. Let's see, crack it open. And fully submerged or fully poured over. Completely dry. So no more wet socks here, and just keeping my balance here. So give them a try. Visit Vessi online, and there you'll find many styles and colors to choose from. The ones I was wearing there were the everyday sneakers. Nice and comfortable, very stylish, and my favorite, the weekend sneakers, even more cushioning and even more comfort. And they ship to many countries as well. And also, if you missed one of their sales, Vessi was kind enough to offer a promotion. Just use code TIMLEE to save 15% off the purchase of your next pair of sneakers. That again is Vessi online, and use code TIMLEE to save 15% off the purchase of your next pair of sneakers. And I can't wait to get out of this blazing heat to go to a fantastic buffet in an air-conditioned room. Come on, let's go to the M Resort, to Anthony Steakhouse for hopefully what will be Vegas's best brunch buffet. Come on, let's go. So great to see they're just opening up, and we get to go to the buffet when it's nice and pristine. Good morning, Amy. How are you?
Very good, thank you. And yourself?
Oh, fantastic. A little bit hungry?
Oh, sure. We have a great food over here. So when you're ready.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, they are starting to get busy, but you can see everyone getting ready. Good morning. How are you?
So your server will be right over.
So really nice to get a table and enjoy this wonderful brunch, and hopefully it brings back the tradition of the Sterling Brunch in Vegas a long time ago. And let's see, beautiful dining room here overlooking the pool, and I think I can really use a cup of coffee, and here it comes.
Here you go, sir. We have coffee, cream, sugar for you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
This is wonderful. So great folks here, and the coffee could not have come at a better time. Okay. A little bit of cream or a lot. Cheers and a good morning to you. So I can't wait walking in. I saw all the stations being prepared, the Beef Wellington, the lobsters, and then I think an array of desserts, and I think they even have a bagel tree or a donut tree. I don't know which one's which, but I think there's one way to find out. Come on, let's have a great buffet. So it is getting busy, and I see people are doing the same thing with the pictures, and upon closer inspection, they are bagels. This is really nice. All right, so I got the plate, and it is so hard to decide where to start because on the right we have desserts, and to the left we have a massive mountain of seafood. Rawi, thank you so much. The shrimp looks huge. Thank you. I think we'll start with the seafood. Okay, we definitely need a few of these massive shrimp that Rawi was kind of filling up. Maybe two. Oops, right there. Maybe one for extra luck because they are like the size of lobsters. And then a little bit of crab. I think these are Jonah crab claws. Very nice. And look at this massive crab. All right, but for now, I think I am gonna skip the crab because they have lobster all the way over there. Just wanna save a bit of room. But let's see what's next. A little bit of sushi and some rolls. Don't think I can resist. A little bit of sushi. A little bit of tuna and a little bit more. Not sure what this is, but there is only one way to find out. And moving on, array of dishes here. This is the cold station, and over to the right is a hot food station, and under that cloche on the far end are the lobster tails, but I think we'll start with some appies first. A little bit of cheese, and then some charcuterie, a little bit of pate. Very nice. Okay. A little bit of spicy ham. Just one. And something healthy. Lots of veggies and fruits. Oh, deviled eggs. Let's see. So, since this is breakfast, a little bit of eggs. Maybe double it up. And finally, some salads, and it's pretty impressive here. They don't take up a lot of space with the salad, so that's pretty good news. A little bit of pasta, caprese, and some greens. So I think that is a good start for the appetizers, and we'll go back for all the hot food here. But oh, lobster bisque. I think that would go good with the shrimp and the Jonah crab. Let's go for a little bit. So whether as a dip or on its own, I think this is gonna be very good. Really nice to come back to your table and find something new. A nice glass of champagne. And this is so reminiscent of the classic Sterling brunch. It looks like the legend is back in a new form. Cheers. Very nice. And to start, I can't wait to try that lobster bisque. Nice, perfect consistency. Oh, that is a good lobster bisque. Rich, deep flavors, creamy. I think a little bit of cognac. Very nice. And one of the reasons I got the lobster bisque is as an alternative dipping sauce to the shrimp. And look at these massive shrimp. I'm not sure if you can look at the perspective, but that is a champagne glass, and it's almost as tall as that. Giant shrimp cocktail, you gotta love it. Cheers. Oh, very nice. Nicely chilled, not too cold, and so meaty and fresh. And of course, a little bit of lobster bisque. And the shrimp doesn't even go all the way down to the bottom of the bowl. That is so good, and what a nice way to start the buffet. Gotta try that sushi. I believe this is a tuna. This one, I'm not sure what it is. Let's give that a try. Carefully picked up. Gently, a little bit of soy and wasabi. Very nice. Fish is nice and fresh on a foundation of perfectly cooked rice. Very good. Gotta try those deviled eggs. It's a good deviled egg. Good filling, a little bit of chives, a lot of bacon. Can't really go wrong with that. And it's saying something because the crab didn't even make it to the plate because there's going to be so much more. And I know I'm starting off light, but this is a nice way to ramp up to all that food. And I think we need to start combining some of this so that we finish up the appetizer round. A little bit of bread, a little bit of butter. I think with the chopsticks, I think this is the pate. Right on here, and a bit of spicy ham. Perfect. This is a massive bite. Very nice. Rich liver pate, spicy ham, and a buttery piece of bread. So I'm just gonna finish this up and then we'll go for a lot of the breakfast items, the beef Wellington, the prime rib, and all that good lobster. We'll take it back. Cheers. First round is quite quick and it's just meant to prime the appetite. The Jonah crab claw, a little bit of work, very delicious and sweet. Chunks of crab falling off. And for the pieces intact, a little bit of lobster bisque as a dip, very good. And I must say the sushi is great. Rolls are fresh and in general the nigiri is wonderful as well. So I think that is a nice introduction to the buffet. Let's get into kind of the meat of things. Come on, let's go. So it's starting to get a little bit more busy. I think it's about 12 o'clock and for Vegas, this is morning. So starting off, I think we see an omelet station and I think we'll come back for that. Here are the breakfast items. This is warm maple syrup, and when you see warm maple syrup, what's coming up next? Classic French toast. And it certainly wouldn't be breakfast without your sausage and bacon. And unfortunately, sausage and bacon will need to take a back seat because there's just so many good items to choose from. And I think I'm not gonna say no to this. Eggs Benny to start. All right, we have some potatoes, which I'll skip in lieu for this wonderful array of buffet goodness and the expected line. So starting off, something quite healthy, some asparagus, and a gratin of cauliflower. A little bit here. Well, this looks pretty nice. A little bit of gnocchi with a lot of cheese. And the string of cheese just stretches as it should. And let's see what else is next. More pasta, a little bit of ravioli, just a little bit of chicken. This is chicken breast. I think I'm gonna pass on that in lieu for the salmon
Chicken.
right here. And next one is the lobster. Unfortunately, it is empty, but someone's coming to the rescue. Thank you. So never fear, they keep this well stocked up. And let's see.
This is for two people, not just me. I swear. I promise.
One here, and there's little room on the plate. And I'm certainly glad I didn't take too long in line. There is a line forming, and this is the plate so far. Looking pretty good, but the salmon looks a bit lonely. And I think to remedy that, I see some béarnaise. And the béarnaise is found at the carving station.
What is that?
That is salmon with a little bit of béarnaise. And this is a plate so far. Second round continues to be a pretty light one because I saw all those great meats and the great seafood. I just don't want to take too much for the risk of it getting cold. But I think we need to dig into the lobster first. And you can feel how tender it is. A little bit here. And I got a little bit of butter as well. Give it a dunk. Very nice. Nothing like a grilled lobster tail. That's perfectly cooked. And this time, a little bit of the lobster bisque. More flavor of lobster. Very nice. And the good thing is, you can go for lobster over and over and over again. Gotta try that salmon next. Oh. Cuts perfectly, and I think that is perfectly cooked. Not dry. You can see how flaky it is. And a little bit of béarnaise taken from the carving station. Very good. As expected, the salmon is nice and tender, wonderfully cooked, but without the béarnaise, it just wouldn't be the same. And the nice thing about a buffet is that you can mix and match and put together your own dishes however you like. And that's the beauty of it. And let's try a little bit of the gnocchi. And I remember with the gnocchi, that massive string cheese pull, which has cooled down somewhat. Still looking pretty good. Very good. A wonderful potato pasta dumpling, pillowy and soft, and a massive amount of cheese on this one. That could have gotten messy. Let's try the eggs Benedict. It's always nice to have a little bit of eggs for breakfast, and it's always a hit and miss with the eggs Benedict at a buffet. Who knows if the egg is cooked well? Let's find out. Okay, and it is nice, jammy, yolky goodness. And a crispy English muffin as well. Let's see. And to gild the lily, a little bit of butter. That is very nice. Grab the napkin. So, again, a little bit of a small round. Just want to try the lobster and the salmon while it's nice and hot. And I can't wait to try the surf and turf next time. I'll finish this up, and then we'll go for the beef Wellington, the prime rib, the lamb, and of course, the lobsters. Oh, cheers. It's time for round 3, and the first couple of rounds were a bit small, just so that things remain nice and hot and fresh. Let's grab a plate and let's go for the meats right over there. Hey Edwin, how are you? This looks fantastic. Can I get a little bit of the beef Wellington?
Sure.
So it's interesting, I was seeing in line, everyone had cameras out. Is everyone doing the same thing?
Yes, everybody doing the same.
Thank you, sir. And continuing on, can I have a piece of that luscious prime rib? And if you get a rare one and a fatty one, that'd be great. And these aren't small pieces. That's fantastic. Thank you. And then maybe a little bit of lamb. You know, how about a double cut?
Double cut?
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
Sure.
A little bit of sauce for the lamb, which is nice and pink. And then some sauce for the prime rib. And a bit of creamy horseradish. And of course, the béarnaise.
How about that, huh?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Perfect timing.
This
good
is
for you.
great. All right, right here. It's actually just tempting to take the whole pot, but we'll refrain and we will enjoy this back at the table. So this time, I think I really overdid it. Not only did I get this wonderful plate from Edwin, I couldn't resist with the seafood, so a little bit of lobster and that snow crab leg, which is humongous, but I think we need to cut into the meats while it is nice and warm. Let's give this a try. First time having beef Wellington, and let's give it a go. And it doesn't even require any effort to cut. And then of course, the béarnaise on top. Crispy pastry. gotta go for the beef Wellington. You can't really go wrong with a filet. Nice and tender, perfectly cooked. In fact, with the béarnaise and the puff pastry and the duxelle, the mushrooms, you can't go wrong with either. And together, it's all the better. Cheers. And I know this isn't how you're supposed to hold a knife, but there's just too many layers. Enjoy. And to completely break with etiquette, let's try the lamb rack or the lamb lollipops with our fingers in the béarnaise with a herby crust. Cheers. And if you don't tell, I won't tell. Let's enjoy. Oh. Remember when I said go for the Beef Wellington? As good as this is, or that was, this lamb is even better. I barely have to chew. So tender, perfectly cooked, a little bit fatty, and perfect proportions. Very nice. Never had lamb that tender. It absolutely melts, and I think as a steakhouse, they surpassed even that high quality of expectations. I can't believe it. This is the first time bacon and prime rib are kind of the lower priority items. But having said that, we should go for the prime rib. And then cutting into it, I think user error got this a little bit cold, but it's still actually not too bad. And tender, a lot of fatty bits, thanks to Edwin. I take it back. The prime rib should not be on the low priority. It should be higher up. Just as good as the beef Wellington and the lamb. Man, this steaks, the meats here are just incredible, and so is the seafood. We sure are lucky that things are back to normal, and it is busy here, which is really nice to see. Vegas back to normal, and we have the spirit of the Sterling brunch back, as good as it is. So I think I'm gonna be in a little bit of trouble. I still got a lot of lobster and crab to finish up. And I forgot to mention, every time I come back to the table, everything is full. Coffee is always full, water, except for the champagne. So really thankful to Alex on that. And just as a note, the champagne isn't all you can drink. They do have half-price champagne during these events, so pretty good. So I think I'm gonna finish this up. It might be a bit of a challenge. I'll try to figure out something creative with the lobster, and we'll take you back for desserts. So this is gonna be tough. But what a wonderful problem to have. That course was phenomenal. The meat course was amazing. And the seafood was good as well. But after the second or third lobster, I was really struggling. And that crab was a bit of a daunting challenge as well. But I remember back in the Sterling brunch days, Sterling used to have this amazing signature omelet that they make with lobster and all that good stuff. And if I recall, it was Webster who whipped out that fantastic omelet. So what I've done is taken the meat from the last lobster and a little bit of crab meat as well. And let's see if they'll whip us up a nice omelet. Come on, let's go see Thomas. So I have my plate of seafood, and I see Thomas right over there. Hey, Thomas. Very good. I was wondering, could you whip up an omelet with the lobster and the crab?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much.
Here we are.
Oh, Thomas, thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Omelet from Thomas. And do you know what goes well with an omelet? Béarnaise. Let's see. Let's go visit Edwin. So Edwin's a bit busy as expected, but the béarnaise is right here. And this is certainly a popular sauce. What a nice way to cap off the savory portion of the buffet. And I think Thomas did the omelet justice. And this is not an extensive large buffet like the Bacchanal or the Wynn, but what it lacks in size, it certainly makes for makes up for it in spades in terms of luxury and elegance, and really good. Lots of the lobsters and the meats are absolutely fantastic. I think we'll need to dig in to the omelet. So glad they have a bit of béarnaise, and there wasn't much left, so I didn't take too much, and there were people in line for the wonderful Beef Wellington. Let's give this a try. Thomas indeed did it justice. Wonderful melty cheese and seafood, a good combination. I don't care what they say. A little bit of tomato, and what really makes it pop is that nice béarnaise, creamy, buttery. And the lobsters and crab doesn't hurt either. So I thought I was going to have trouble finishing this, but actually the nice buttery sauce, it's very easy to finish. So I'm just going to devour this, and we'll take it back for the wonderful dessert station. And again, a nice hot cup of coffee. Cheers to you. It is time for dessert, and when coming in I saw the dessert station all full, and I think people have been devouring this, and if this is a good sign of a dessert. They are just restocking this, all the hardworking folks here, and this is just as pristine as it was coming in. All you need to do is give it 30 seconds. So hard to decide on the cake pops. See what they have. So from that side we have some pastries, and from this side there are some more, and it's kind of nice. There's some things different on either side, so you have to go both rounds. Let's see. So what do we have here? We have, oh my goodness, a chocolate layered dessert right over here, a white chocolate dome, which is incredibly hard to pick up. There we go. Oh, okay, this is really tricky. I don't want to take one of each, but they're just so tempting. This chocolate cup, raspberry tort. And this looks like a pineapple upside down cake in a small form factor. And we can't say no to a cream puff in the form of a duck, almost resembling a swan. And moving on, the quintessential panna cotta. Let's go for one of these. And more layers of goodness. Some are repeats, some are new. Let's go for a new one here. And I was speaking earlier with Vanessa, and she says these tarts are her favorite, so I think we'll definitely need to give it a try. And just enough room. So this is quite a decent dessert station. Not too big, but lots of variety, filling up my entire dinner plate. And I think that's all I can have. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
Thank you so much. And these, what are these?
They're tiramisu with pistachio on the bottom. It's really, really good.
Oh, is it?
One of my favorites.
All right. Okay, and as full as a plate is, I think there's room for just one more. Not just any tiramisu, a pistachio tiramisu with one remaining spot left. So continuing the theme of overdoing it, I certainly have overdone it with dessert in spades. It's just so irresistible. And I was saying earlier, this buffet is really focused on the quality, but they certainly were able to do it with the quantity as well. And I think I gotta try this layer of chocolate goodness with the multiple layers of decadence and a little bit of a chocolate chip or a chocolate triangle. Let's give this a try. Oh, look at that. It just cuts into it. And the layers just melts in the mouth, and there are some layers of cake that balances out the richness of the mousse. Nice. Pineapple upside down cake looks delicious as well. And excuse the manners, I think this is a finger hand type dessert, or maybe not. I can feel it melting, but cheers. Oh, okay. While the pineapple upside down cake might look pretty common, the taste is anything but. Nice crunchy chocolate at the base, nice cake, and wonderful pineapple and cream on top. Very good, and it is melting. So don't use your hands for this. Very tasty and very messy. And I think I gotta try Vanessa's favorite dessert. This is the tiramisu, and of course, as mentioned, not just a tiramisu with pistachio. Let's give it a try. All right. I think that is a mascarpone top and the pistachio bottom and some ladyfingers in the middle. That's not only Vanessa's favorite dessert, and also I found out it was Alex's favorite dessert, and now it is my favorite dessert as well. Wonderful pistachio flavor, nice and light and smooth with the mousses and the mascarpone, and a little bit of coffee soaked butterfingers or ladyfingers. With all that lobster, butter is on the mind. Cheers. Very good. So this is the M Resort, and as I mentioned, it had one of my favorite buffets. Back then it was called the Studio B, and I'm happy to say it is still my favorite buffet now here at Anthony's Steak. And again, as good as the food is, and it is really good, it's the people as well, and Alex and Vanessa and Edwin and Thomas, really good folks here. So really grateful that you can join, and really grateful that Vegas seems to be back and better than ever. So really thankful for that. And also really thankful for Vessi for sponsoring this video. Vessi is a West Coast company that makes amazing waterproof, breathable footwear that keeps you nice, warm, and dry when it's cold and wet outside, like it is in Vancouver, where I'm from. And it keeps you cool and dry as well when it's hot outside, like it is here in Vegas at 110 degrees. So really grateful to be indoors. And when traveling or at home, they're my go-to sneakers. You'll never be caught off guard or unprepared on your exploratory adventures if a sudden rainstorm appears on your travels. So give them a try. Visit Vessi online, and there you'll find many styles and colors to choose from the everyday sneakers to the weekend sneakers that are my favorite. And they ship to many countries. And also Vessi was kind enough, in case you missed one of their sales, they offered a promotion. Just use code TimLee to save 15% off your next purchase. That again is Vessi online, and the code is TimLee to save 15% off your next purchase. And with that, I think we gotta try Vanessa's other favorite dessert, a nice healthy fruit tart. Very nice and very messy, but messy in the best way possible. I think there is a 120-second rule. And again, if you won't tell, I won't tell. So thank you so much for joining. And until we see each other again, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're traveling well, and I hope you're eating well. Take care of each other, and God bless. Cheers to you.